Okay, so I'm going to do a mat class today, which is suitable for anybody that has done some Pilates before. And all you need is either a mat or a towel. I'm going to use a small Pilates ball, but if you don't have one of these, you can do exactly what we're doing on a couple of cushions. So go ahead and get whatever you need and then come on down. So let's begin by placing the feet on the floor, bend the knees. Go ahead and place the ball or the cushion kind of between your shoulder blades. And what's important here is that we feel nice and comfortable here, and there isn't any stress or strain going onto the neck. So go ahead and interlace the fingers, pop them behind the head, and just take a moment to take the feet a comfortable distance for balance. And let's just go ahead and sink back with the head into the hands, opening up through the chest. Noticing I'm still kind of taking the chin towards the chest to keep the neck lovely and long. And we're just going to take a moment to breathe. So in through the nose, out through the nose if that feels comfortable for you. And there's no need for any big huge breaths or anything, you can just breathe normally here. Allowing the feet to sink down into the floor. Holding on to the head so that feel like the front of the body is getting a beautiful opening. I've got my elbows reaching wide east and west. That's allowing my chest and collarbones to stay nice and open. And then from here, if everything feels okay, you're just going to go ahead and take your body into a bit of a side bend. So I'm gently pressing into my feet as I allow one elbow to go down towards one thigh bone. And then I'm going back through center to go to the other side. So keep on going like this and allow your eye gaze to just keep facing the ceiling. So the whole front body in the upper body is getting a nice stretch and really getting some nice mobilization into the rib cage here. And I'm gently pressing into my feet to help with balance. So we'll just do that a couple of times. One more time here. And then we'll just add in a little bit of rotation. So from here, we're going to take another breath. You're going to inhale to open the chest a little more if it feels okay in your body. And then as you exhale, soften down into the cushions or the ball as you allow the head, neck and shoulders to curl up. Coming up in front, from here you're going to pause and just open the elbows and go on a little bit of a rotation. So I'm taking one elbow behind as the other one opens wide away from each other, and then go ahead and go back to center. And then we'll take the other one behind as you open the other one in front. Back through center, let's inhale to open the chest. Open the elbows wide when you get back there. Exhale, soften into the ball to curl up. Back into this rotation, one elbow back, one elbow forward. Back to center, same on the other side. So we'll just do that one more time. And the whole time I'm still holding on to my head here. Nice deep breath in. Exhale to curl up. One elbow back, one reaching forward. Back to center, same thing on the other side. Coming back to center, let's stay here for a moment. Take the elbows forward. And as you go back this time, just really reach those elbows back behind you. Pausing here. As you exhale the next time, let's just curl up straight into that rotation. Curling up, sending your collarbone or shoulder towards the opposite knee. Inhaling to open wide. Exhale to curl up the other side. And if this movement feels okay to you, go ahead and make it nice and big. And actually see if you can roll that ball behind you. It's going to give you a little bit of a massage as you do so. Obviously, if you're on the cushions, you might not get that roll. But you'll still get a lovely opening across the chest. We'll do one more here. Taking it back to center, opening up through the chest. From here, take an exhale to curl up. Find your elbows on the floor just to help you assist yourself to come up. Grab your ball and just pop it down behind you. So go ahead and find yourself laying down on the floor. Rock the pelvis forward and back here. Nice and gentle, still feet gently pressing into the ground. And notice while you're doing it that the head will possibly move here, and we want that to happen. Just let the head go wherever it wants to. And then we'll settle our pelvis somewhere in between all of this. We're going to go straight into a bridge here. So allow your feet to settle into the ground, hands down by your side. Take a breath, and then as you exhale, you're just going to stand into your feet as you lift your pelvis up off the floor. Coming up onto the shoulders, we want to keep a little bit of space between chin and chest. Take a breath in here at the top, and then exhale, just soften and peel your body back down. So we'll do 5 or 6 of these. Adjust your feet whenever you need to. Go ahead and stand into them again to lift. When you get up here this time, have that sense of reaching your knees away from you, that sense of squeezing your butt cheeks underneath you, almost like you're pulling them to the back of your knees. Gently press the arms down to open through the chest. Take a nice breath in here. And then as you exhale, just soften the face and the breastbone as you peel back down. Another 3 like this. Adding on if it feels okay in your body, take a breath. Exhale to stand into your feet to lift. So we squeeze the butt cheeks to open the front of the hip and keep that sense of pelvis reaching towards your knees. If you'd like to add in a little bit more here, we're just going to reach the arms up towards the ceiling. Going to clasp them and reach them back behind you. Doesn't matter if they don't reach the floor, but even if they do, go ahead and reach the hands back behind you like somebody has got them and is pulling them away from you. And then soften and peel the body back down just like you did. Keeping the arms there for as long as you can. You can lift them whenever it feels appropriate. Peeling down to come back up again. Stand into your feet to lift. Send the arms reaching over the head. Exhale, soften and peel all the way down. It's a really nice way to get into the back of your body and stretch. We'll do one more here like this, lifting up. Send the knees reaching away, take the arms over the head. Let's open them wide this time, reaching them on a diagonal. Arms are in a V. And we'll stay here for a moment if everything feels good, and just take one arm and reach it long. Again, getting back into this idea of opening up through the ribs. Let's do it on the other side. And we'll do that one more time on each side, finding some length. Face is lovely and soft here, no tension. Back to center. Keep reaching the arms long as you peel down. Let's go ahead and bring the hands down back by your side. Take another breath, adjust the feet if you need to. Stand into your feet again to come back where you were. Take a breath, and as you exhale the next time, send one foot into the floor as you float the other knee into tabletop. And then replace it down. And we'll just keep doing this from side to side a couple more times. Any discomfort in your back, you're going to go ahead and keep both feet on the floor. So I'm really focusing on standing into the foot that's on the ground before I lift the other leg up to tabletop. And then we'll switch again. I'm allowing the body to rest into the shoulders at the same time, keeping the face nice and soft. One more time on each side, just waking up the back of the body. Both feet on the ground. Take a breath and peel all the way down again. Just going to rock the pelvis forward and back, and then settle again somewhere in between all of that. Interlace the fingers, pop them behind the head, just like you did at the beginning when your upper body was on the cushion of the ball. Take a breath here. Let's just do a couple of chest lifts. So we soften the ribs down to curl up, looking at the knees perhaps, and then inhale to come down. We'll do a couple more of these. Exhale to curl. Inhale to curl back down. Let's do 2 more. And as you curl up the next time, let's float one knee in to join it. So we'll curl up, softening the ribs as one knee floats up. And then inhale, bring the head down as you place the foot back down. So we'll do this a couple of times, going from side to side. And as I curl up, I'm trying to get my head, neck and shoulders up off the floor. I'm still pressing my head into my hands so that my hands are holding onto my head. There's no tension going on into my neck. Couple more here. Let's leave this leg up here this time, curling down. As you curl up the next time, let's lift the other one up to join it. Keeping both legs up. We'll keep going in our chest lift, curling up, sending the ribs softly down into the mat, pressing the head into the hands. Let's stay up here this time. Go ahead and pop the hands behind your thighs and just use them to curl yourself up a little bit more as long as that feels okay in your body. Now, option here is you could put the hands back behind your head or just reach them long like you're trying to reach in front of you. Softening those ribs down. It's even work to be here. Take a breath and reach one leg long. Doesn't matter how low you go. Let's bend the knee and come back up and do the other side. Inhaling up, exhaling down. So if there's anything going on in your low back here, instead of going all the way down to the floor, perhaps you're just going to reach up on a diagonal towards where the wall meets the ceiling. Keep on going here. Remember, the option could be that your hands are behind your head supporting. Couple more times here, reaching long. Keep that sense of curl in your chest. Keep reaching your fingers to the wall in front of you. Grab a hold of the back of the knees and place the head down. Let's bring the knees together now and pop the feet on the floor. Arms can go wide. Let's just do a little bit of a rotational stretch. So you're going to take both knees to one side. And notice as I turn the top knee and foot, the foot is coming up off the ground. Just going to leave that up. Looking in the opposite direction, just going to take a breath in here and that sense of breathing into the top rib. And then as you exhale, just soften the ribs down, taking the knees back to center to go to the other side. So we keep the knees together as you rotate. We'll just do one more on each side, rotating. Back to center. Let's float one leg up again and then the other. Option to keep both knees down or both feet on the floor down if you want to. Interlace the fingers. Let's get back into this idea of rotation. So we're going to curl up into our chest lift. Then go ahead and do a rotation, taking your back shoulder towards your front knee, but keeping that pelvis lovely and quiet. We'll do a couple slow at first. So we're going to go through center, keeping the chest lifted as we go to the other side. Keeping the elbows lovely and wide, that sense of shoulder reaching across, back through center. And let's do a couple more nice and slow just to get into the rhythm of it. Back through center, keep the chest lifted, eye gaze forward. And this time, if you'd like a little bit more, go ahead and do the rotation and lengthen the opposite leg away from you. Again, it doesn't matter how low that leg is, just do whatever feels good in your body. And then we're going to switch. Keep going for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bend the knees in. Go ahead and rest down. From here, place the feet on the floor. Stand into your feet to peel the spine up. So we're back into this idea of bridging. Sending both feet down, sending the knees away, and just a gentle curl in your pelvis. Let's stand into one foot as we bend into one leg. And then reach this leg to the ceiling. We're going to pulse for here for 6. Pressing down into the floor. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bend the knee, replace that leg down. Let's switch to the other side, lifting up. Lengthen. 6 here, lifting up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bend and down. Take a breath, peel all the way down. Let's take one knee in and then the other. And then from here, if it feels comfortable for you, you're just going to hold onto your thigh bones. Go ahead and send the feet away from you. Your head will lift eventually. And then just go ahead and roll up. So we're going to sit up tall. Keep the hands underneath your thighs. Take a breath in here. Feel the feet into the floor. And as you exhale, I just want you to think about gently pressing into your feet and allowing your lower back to open as you roll back off your sit bones. And then inhale to come up and sit up tall, restacking the spine. So your sit bones being the bones that you sit on. Go ahead and send into the feet as you gently roll off the back of them. And then inhale to sit up tall. Your head and eye gaze are just going to keep that sense of looking out in front of you. We'll just do a couple more. And then this time, you're going to roll back, sending this just off the back of your sits bones. Pausing here. If it feels okay for you, go ahead and float the arms up. And we'll just continue to roll back. Take a breath. And then exhale to round and sit up tall again. Option to bring the hands back or keep them here. Rolling back off the sits bones first. Continue to roll. Pause here. Let's add in some rotation. Taking one hand and arm to the side, reaching. Take it back. Go ahead, do the same to the other side. Taking it back. One more again on each side, reaching. Keep that sense of your heels of your feet reaching down. Back to center, take a breath, rounding to come on up and sit up tall. Let's extend the legs out if that feels okay for you. Sitting up tall here, stack the shoulders above you, take a breath, exhale, gently pressing into the feet to peel down. Go ahead and bend the knees here if you'd like. Send the arms long, allowing the chin to slide towards the chest before we come on up again. Pausing at the top and reaching forward. Doesn't matter how far the arms reach, go ahead and restack the spine. Deep breath in. Remember, the option here is you could have the knees bent to roll back, allowing that low back to lead. Arms reaching long. Take the hands in front of you, slide the chin in to roll up. Reaching forward here, send those arms as long as is comfortable for you. And then inhale to sit up tall. We'll do one more. Take a breath. Exhale, peeling down, rolling off the back of the sits bones, finding the floor, reaching long with the arms. Slide the chin to chest. Go ahead and peel up. Reaching towards the feet. Inhale to sit up tall. Let's take the arms out to the side here. Go back into this idea of rotation. Keeping the width in the collarbones as you twist. Back to center. And again, the other side. So I have that sense of both of my sits bones in the floor. Even weight. Twisting from side to side. Let's go back again. Keeping the width in the front of the body. Back through center, reach the arms forward. Let's bend the knees here and peel all the way back down again. Arms reach long. Let's go ahead and take those hands by the side again. Rock the pelvis forward and back, settling somewhere in between to find our kind of neutral space in our body. Send the feet down. Let's go ahead and bridge up again. Staying up here if it feels okay in your body. Take a deep breath in and just allow one knee to drop out to the side and then peel back down again, taking that knee back in. Standing into both feet, we peel up. Taking the other knee out to the side. So my main focus here is the standing leg, sending that down into the ground. I'm going to peel down, trying to keep my pelvis nice and quiet. It wants to rotate, so try not to let it. Taking the knee back in. Let's do two more like this. Stand into your feet. Allow one knee to drop out to the side. Peeling down again, softening through the face. Taking the knee back to center. We'll do one more like this, peeling up. Allowing the knee to drop out to the side. Peel down. And let's reverse that direction now. So before we lift, we're going to allow one knee to drop out to the side. We're going to stand into that foot that's on the floor to peel up. And then take the knee back to center. Peeling down. Allow the other knee to drop out to the side. Keep standing into the one that's on the ground. Peel up onto that leg and take the knee back in again. One more time on each side. And knee drops out. Stand into that foot to peel up. Take the knee back to center, and again, peel down, drop it out, stand into that foot, take it in, and peel down again. From here, I'm just going to shimmy down my mat. Go ahead and lift one leg to tabletop, and then the other. Hands behind your thighs. We're going to send those knees away from you again to peel up. From here, let's turn over and come onto all fours. So we're going to take the knees under the hips, the hands underneath the shoulders, and you can have your hands like this, or go ahead and make a fist, like so. But what's important here is that we don't drop the head. So it's that sense of, again, chin into chest and back of head reaching up to the ceiling. My sits bones are going to be open here as I think about a nice long spine. So we're just going to do a couple of cats here. So take a breath. Beginning with the low back, begin to round, like dropping your sits bones to the back of your knees as you open up that low back. Just thinking low back for now. And then you're going to unravel and open through the sits bones. We'll do that a couple of times. Keep the energy going into both arms, shoulders away from ears. Let's do a full cat. So as you round through your low back, you're just going to continue on. Send the energy down into your hands as you round the whole way through, dropping your head, eye gaze to knees here perhaps. Breathe into all that space. And then exhale to unravel. Look up here. It's like you're pulling your hands down your mat, opening through your chest. We'll do it one more time. So we begin with the low back. Rounding through, dropping the head, sending the hands down, take an inhale, and then exhale to unravel. And let's go back into a neutral space of what it's like to be here. So we're not going to be rounding, we're not going to be fully arching, we're going to be somewhere in between. Sits bones are open, curl your toes, take a breath, strong in those arms and toes, and just go ahead and hover the knees off the floor. So we'll just stay here to begin with, nice and easy for about 5 seconds. 4, 3, keep that sense of back of the head reaching towards the ceiling, then go ahead and come down and take a moment. We'll do 2 more like this. Deep breath in, exhale energy into hands and toes as you float the knees up, pause here. Keeping the spine lovely and long, back of head reaching towards the ceiling, keep on breathing here. And come on down. Let's add on here if it feels comfortable for you. Go ahead and do the same thing. Energy into hands and toes, and we lift up and pause. If you want to take it a little step further, go ahead and lift one foot up and reach it long behind you. See if you can hold it there without changing anything in your spine, and then take it back in again. We do the same on the other side. Breathing. Saying hello to your quads. Go ahead and come down. Sit back onto your heels, reach the arms long and take a moment. Breathe into all that space in the back of your body. And then exhale, come back up again to restack. Let's do that again. And again, we're going to add on, so just sticking to whatever level feels good for you. We're going to curl the toes, hover the knees and pause here. And maybe this is going to be enough for you for now, and that's totally fine. Reaching one leg back otherwise to find the floor, and then the other one is going to join it. So keeping in your toes, send the heels back and be in your arms. From here, go ahead and take the whole body forward by coming up onto the tippy toes. Pause here, and then take the whole lot back. Let's do that a couple of times. We can ride up forward onto the toes. Chin in, send the whole lot back. And again, come forward onto the toes, send the whole lot back to center. Pause here, take one knee back to where you were at the beginning, and then the other one, pausing again if it feels okay here. Find the knees to the floor. This time let's take the hands forward, drop the head down, and just breathe in here. Keeping a lovely long spine, go ahead and take one armpit down towards the ground, and then the other side. Just back into this idea of a little bit of rotation through the body. Coming back up. Let's add on here if it feels okay to you. So I'm going to bring my legs closer together. They don't have to be fully together, but whatever feels good in your body. Curl the toes, and from here you're going to hover back up again. So to take things up a notch or two, if you'd like to, bring the knees together and keep them there. And we're just going to rotate the knees towards one side. I'm still looking down in the ground, back through center. Go to the other side. So I'm trying to keep my upper body, shoulders and head nice and stable as I do the rotation through the ribs, taking the knees from one side to the other. Back to center. Go ahead and put the knees down. We'll take another stretch here, reaching out long. And then go ahead and come down onto the floor. So we're going to begin with hands underneath the armpits beside the ribs and the tip of the nose on the mat, and that sense of reaching legs long and away from you. Take a nice breath in through the nose. As you exhale, just go ahead and send those elbows reaching long behind you. That's going to prompt your chest to lift. Your eye gaze can just stay slightly in front of you, and then come on down again. So nice gentle extension, really good for posture. Send the elbows reaching long behind you, gently pressing hands into the floor. And maybe this is going to be enough for you, and that's okay. If you'd like a little bit more, send those elbows reaching long and just see if you can hover the hands off the floor. Squeeze the elbows towards each other, find the hands back to the floor, and come on down again. Let's do two more. Take a breath. Send the elbows reaching long behind you. Hover if it feels okay. Let's see if we've any more here. Open up the chest, look up in front of you. Take the arms reaching long behind you. Palms facing the ceiling. Still got that sense of squeezing through your shoulder blades. Bring the hands back underneath your shoulders to find the floor again and rest down. Let's do that again. Take a breath. Elbows reach long behind. Legs are still on the ground. Lift the hands, squeeze those elbows. How would it be this time to take one arm in front, pull back. Same with the other side. Reach long and then pull back. So imagine you're pulling a heavy weight back down your back with the arm that's reaching in front. Stay here, pause, hands find the floor, and come back down. From here, help yourself up, round into your spine for a moment, and just sitting on back. Ooh, of course I decided to get a cramp on my toe. Go ahead and find yourself up on your knees, looking out in front of you. Let's just do a little hip stretch. So taking one leg in front of you, and then we'll do a couple of pelvic tilts here. So feeling the sit bone open as you curl one way, and then curling your sit bone, pulling your thigh up towards you as you curl the other way. And it's this way that you're going to feel a lovely stretch in the thigh. So we'll do that a couple of times. Curling and releasing. Curling and releasing. This time go ahead and curl and just hold it there, feeling that lovely stretch. Reach the arm up towards the ceiling. Again, we're going to try and open up these ribs. So just reach up towards the ceiling and just take a bit of a side bend here. And again, breathe in. And relax down. We'll do that again on that side. So curling your tail, opening up the front of the hip, reaching the arm up, send it up towards the ceiling to open the ribs, and then a little bit of a side bend. Just breathe. And come back down. Let's do the same on the other side. Foot comes in front. We begin by curling the tail, releasing. Oh, she is awake. Hello, Daddy. Curl again and hold here. So we've got that sense of thigh bone pulling up in front. Hand on the opposite knee. Reach up that arm, lengthen. See if you can reach the ceiling with that arm as you open up that hip. And then we do a bit of a side bend to get into the ribs. And we'll do it one more time. Curling, pulling the thigh up, Send the arm up in front of you. Reach up, find the length, and then do a bit of a side bend. And we're lovely and prepared now for the next exercise. Hips are open. So we're going to stay on the knees. Eye gaze is going to come in front of you. And again, thinking about taking the chin towards the chest here. We're going to keep the neck lovely and long. We're going to take the arms up in front of you. And that sense of gentle curl of your tail to get back into opening the front of the hips. So hands can come up in front. I want you to pretend now that your knees have little feet on them. Take a breath here. And as you exhale, you're just going to hinge back from your knees, taking the whole shape back. Chin is going to stay going towards the chest, feeling lots of work in the front of the hips. Take another breath here and then stand into your knees to come back up again. Let's do that again. Taking a breath, reaching the arms in front. Exhale, gently opening up the front of the hips by curling your tail. Chin is going to go to chest. You're just going to hinge back from the knees. So it's important you take the whole shape back here. Pausing for a moment. Stand into the knees to come up. Let's do that again. Take a breath. Curling, chin in. Find the length in the back of the body as you take the whole lot back. Pause here. Let's do a little bit of rotation by reaching one arm back. Eye gaze follows, back to center. Other side, reaching, back to center. Pause here. Have you any more? Go back further. And stand into your feet to peel up. Same idea, curling back. Maybe not as far this time. And if it's comfortable for you, you're just going to turn, reach down to put one hand on one of your heels. Take the other arm up towards the ceiling. And then pushing the hips forward by squeezing through the butt cheek. Pause here. Just breathe. Release a little, bend through the knees to come up again, and we'll do the same on the other side. So we hinge back, find the heel, take the other arm in front, looking down at the ground if it feels comfortable for you. Lifting. Breathing. Bending to come out of it. Coming back to find yourself again on all fours. So again, curling the toes, sits bones open, be strong in those hands. Take a deep breath in. Go ahead and hover the knees off the floor. Let's take one leg back and then the other. Being strong in your hands and your feet here. Eye gaze is looking down, my chin is in. So go ahead and take your back arm to me and place it into the middle. You're going to roll onto your feet to come into a side bend. Pause here, take a breath. Send that arm up towards the ceiling and press down into the floor to lift up. Be in your feet. Breathe here. Let's rotate back onto the toes, taking the hands wide again, back into plank. Let's do the same on the other side. So arm goes to center. We pivot onto the feet to open up through the chest. Take that arm, reach it up to the ceiling and lift up out of that bottom arm. Breathe here strongly. Rotating back. Let's do it again. Arms come wide, feet come wide. Take one hand into the center. We pivot on, rotating, lifting up here. Keep that sense of reach. Lift up towards the ceiling. Be in your feet. Keep breathing. Going back to center. Hands come wide, feet come wide. Breathe in. Let's do the other side. Pivot and lift. Breathe. Keep lifting out from underneath of you. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Back to center, and we're going to add on here. So back to center, arms wide, feet wide. Take a breath. Let's go back into that side bend. Option here to place the lower knee on the floor if you'd like to. Otherwise, stay in it, lifting up. Let's take the top leg and reach it long. Pause here. Arm up and over. Breathe. Hold. Foot comes down. Pivot back. Reorganize yourself first. Breathe. Twist again. Rotate. Open. Steady yourself. Remember the knee could come down. Otherwise, lift. Lift. Foot comes down, reorganize yourself, pause here, back into plank. Breathe, 5 seconds, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Knees come down. Take a moment, stretching. Perhaps the arms are going to go forward or you're going to sit back on your heels. Either way, making sure you get a bit of a rest. Breathe in. We're going to go again. So restack, hands come down. Come to the top of your mat so you know you have space. Lovely. So we lift up those knees, pausing here. Take one leg back and then the other, keeping the feet slightly apart and the arms. We go back into that side plank. Arm comes to center. We pivot and we lift. Adding on here if it feels okay. Take the hand behind the head and press it strongly against it. Go ahead and lift that lower leg up. We're going to do a bit of a crunch here. Find the knee and open out. Let's go again. Elbow to knee. We're just doing 3. Let's go again. Crunch, open, reorganize, arms come wide, feet come wide, we do the other side. Pivot over, hand comes behind the head, thinking of that lower knee coming up. Elbow finds the knee, reach long. Open out each time, elbow to ceiling, and again. Reach out, reorganize yourself, hands come wide, feet come wide. Breathe here. Breathe here. Let's lift one leg up, then the other. Keep going, up and down. Strong in those arms. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause again. Let's take one knee in, and then the other. Breathe here. Knees come down, hands come forward. We take a rest. Restack. Okay, coming to the end. That feels nice and hot now in the body. So I'm going to face you now. Go ahead, and if this is comfortable for you to be on your knees, otherwise you could be doing this up on a chair perhaps. You could even get the ball, put it behind you. Perhaps that's going to make things a little bit more comfortable. Anyway, what's important is that we have a lovely long spine here and we're not slouching. So sitting up, feeling like we're on our sits bones. Go ahead, bring the hands in front of you like so. And I want you to bring your chin in, again, thinking of length in the back of the head. Think about a lovely long spine. We're just going to go back into this idea of rotation. Just rotating to one side and then back to center. It doesn't matter where you get to. Let's do the same on the other. Keeping the width in the collarbones, back to center. And again, turning. Just let the head go with you wherever it wants to go. Back to center. And again, rotate. Back to center. Let's rotate this time and stay here. Open up those arms really wide. Think about your collarbones widening, growing taller at the top of your head. We're going to do 3 little pulses at the back. So going 1, 2, 3, back to center, sitting up tall, reorganize. Let's rotate to go to the other side. Pause here, thinking back, arm pulsing. 1, 2, 3, back to center. Remember, you could be here if that feels more comfortable for your body. Rotating, reaching arms long perhaps. 3 pulses. 1, 2, 3. You could come back here to come back to center. Rotate again, reach long. 3 pulses. 1, 2, 3. Back to center. Take a moment here. Close your eyes perhaps if it feels comfortable. Just taking the breath back. Breathing in through the nose and out through the nose if that feels okay in your body. We'll do 1 or 2 more breaths here like this. And thank you very much, guys. So I'm going to do another class in a couple of days. If you like this, let me know. Any questions, pop me an email or a WhatsApp. And I hope you get on okay with this, and let's keep moving.